Hi everyone, today is Sunday, August 14th, 2016, and I wanted to do an update on my species Phalaenopsis collection because there's lots of things to talk about. But I wanted to do it in sections, with the first section being all the orchids that are not doing so well, and the second part is going to be new orchids that I've gotten since the last video, and then just other updates among the plants. So first off is the orchids that are not doing so well. You see here is my Phalaenopsis stuartiana, and for the past several weeks it just kept shedding leaves from the base upward. So now we just have one mature leaf left. I've noticed that it's trying to push out new roots along the base of the stem there, but they keep turning black or died off, so I don't really know what that's about. But I don't know if that's signs of rotting or something, because it seems to be okay, because the newest leaf here is still growing, so we'll just have to wait and see what that's about. And next is the Phalaenopsis cochlearis. Something took out like half of the leaf on the older leaves here, and its newest leaf, it's getting really smaller and smaller, so I don't think it's growing right now as well, so something's not right, and I'll have to look into that further to see what's happening. I suspect there's something bad happening underneath the media here, but yeah, it's another bad one. Moving on is my Phalaenopsis gigantea. So this one, I think, was experiencing crown rot or something, because the leaves kept turning yellow from the bottom up and then falling off. And so now we just have these two, which is kind of sad, because I was really looking forward for it to get really mature and get those ginormous leaves that I really wanted. And so I unpotted it and then soaked it in Physane 20 solution. That seems to have stopped the rotting, especially the roots there. And so now I just have it in water culture so I can get a better look at what's happening. But yeah, so far it seems like it has stopped. The leaves stopped turning yellow, but the newest leaf here is very, very wilty, as you can see. So I'm a little worried that I might lose this one. So, as an insurance policy, I bought another one. It's much younger than the one I bought, and it's mounted, as you can see. I got this from my orchid nursery around here, and yeah, it's just it's going to be a little bit challenging taking care of this during this winter, because I know it likes humidity, and inside it does get quite dry. I might have to get a terrarium or something and put it in there, but that's, you know, I'll figure that out when the time comes. So we now move on to the new orchids that I've purchased. Speaking of mounted orchids, I've gotten this one. It's a Phalaenopsis wilsonii. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but you can take a look at the tag here. Soon it will focus. Nope. Okay, well, there you go. But it's a very interesting species in that it's semi-deciduous. So naturally, in its natural environment, they get a very distinct dry period, and so in order to conserve water, it will shed leaves and conduct photosynthesis primarily on the roots. So yeah, it's growing at the moment, so I shouldn't be too alarmed if I start seeing the leaf drops, but it's a little confusing, I guess, because, you know, what if it's like rotting or something and it falls off? How will I be able to tell? I don't know. But I think it's neat. I think the flowers are neat too because it's star-shaped. And I'm very into that sort of form on a Phalaenopsis. Alright, so moving forward with more new orchids. This one is the micholitzii. And as you can see, it's in water culture. And the interesting fact about this particular orchid is that it's listed as critically endangered on the IUCN list. And that's due to the fact that there is habitat destruction. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I think this particular one was propagated from seed at Louisiana Orchid Connection Nursery. So in a way, this kind of sort of helping the species out, but it's doing well. It's putting out roots and maturing that leaf here. So produces kind of like generic white flower. Well, not generic. It's kind of greenish, whitish blooms. I'll put a picture of it so you can see. But moving on, this is the Phalaenopsis deliciosa. So it's supposed to put out these undulating edges, but this one particular specimen is not apparent. But it is putting out a flower spike. It's very, very small, very spindly, and there's a bud there, and there was a few other buds that were developing, but I think it was munched off by something. That's one of the disadvantages of it growing outside, but I think it's worth the risk. But there's another spike that's on this side, but it's kind of folded on itself. I'm not going to try to fix that, because last time I tried to fix something like that, I broke it off because it's very brittle. So I'm hoping that it'll correct itself and give us some beautiful blooms. Here we have a Phalaenopsis equestris. The particular variety is blue. I've had an equestris before, but that one died. It's just a regular equestris. This one is from Hauserman, and I just recently repotted it in mostly sphagnum moss. Some of the leaves here are kind of yellowing. I hope that's sort of like something that's just naturally doing, but the one on the bottom is not yellowing, so that's kind of strange. But it does put out some beautiful blooms from as far as the picture shows. And one other one that's new is this one. It's also from Hauserman's, say Phalaenopsis schilleriana. The specific cultivar is TKP. So I said in the previous video that I wanted to get just a regular schilleriana in addition to the one I have, because the one I have is the purpurea, and that one produces just like, it sort of looks like a hybrid Phalaenopsis flowers. I feel like this one is sort of like more, it's truer to the form of a species, so that's why I got it. Plus also the modeling. I don't think I can get enough of that. But alright, I think that's this section of new orchids. We're moving on to just regular updates. Alright, so now we're going to go into the updates for all the other Phalaenopsis species in my collection. So first off, here's the Phalaenopsis violacea variety coerulea. And I've just recently repotted it into, it's mostly bark chips with a little bit of sphagnum moss here and there, just because I felt like the mix that it came from was a little more airy, so I just wanted it to keep in line with that. So I don't think it will do very well if I make a very drastic change where I have it in pure sphagnum moss. So that's what I did. It's doing well. The roots are still green and everything. Here we have the Phalaenopsis pulchra, and there's not really much to report on. I haven't repotted it since I got it. So it's putting out a new leaf. Here we have the Phalaenopsis philipinensis, and this leaf is the biggest one it has ever developed, and it's curious that this section doesn't have quite as strong of modeling, but right here you can see that it's getting back to that. Yeah, it's just getting bigger, and there's a new leaf in there that I can see that it's pushing out. Here we have the Phalaenopsis, I can never say this right, inscriptionensis or something like that. Anyways, the name will be in the description below. But it's maturing this new leaf, and it's looking a lot better than the previous two because it doesn't have as much salt deposits. I should probably clean that up, but I'm so lazy. But I do want to mention that there are 3 flower spikes on this orchid. There's one right there that's sort of growing over the side of the edge of the black pot here, and then of course there's this one that I saw initially. There's also another one that's going into the media, and I'm a little afraid to sort of mess with it right now because there's just so many roots that are bound to the inner pot. I feel like I'm going to break a whole bunch of them if I try to get it out. Eventually I will have to do that because it's looking like it's need a repot. But we'll get there when we get there. Alright, moving on. This is my Phalaenopsis violacea. This is one of the ones that were badly sunburned during the spring. But as you can see, it's recovering very nicely with these 3 new leaves. Actually, this one is actually the biggest one that has developed. So that's good. It's putting out new roots as well. And I don't think anything is happening with these flower spikes. But yeah, I'm really liking these fresh new leaves that it has. Looks much better than before with all those sun damage. And over here we have the amboinensis, and it looks like it's putting out new leaves as well. There are some markings on here that's very curious. I don't know what's causing that, but it could just be like some sort of trauma or something while it's developing, and I didn't really notice it. And nothing is happening on the flower spike here that it has. Yeah, it's doing well. It's starting to like droop over the edge of the pot, which it's a look that I really like on a Phalaenopsis, so that's good. Moving down to the fuscata. Nothing to report yet. This leaf looks like I feel like it's about to shed this thing, which is kind of strange because it's the very top one. But it's developing roots in there, so that's good. Nothing else to report on that one. I wish this thing would hurry up and long and just fall off or something and develop new leaves. The older one, you know, it has all these disgusting salt deposits, which I could take care of, but I'm too lazy. So that's that. Moving down further, this is the bellina, variety alba. Just growing new leaves. Nothing else to report. Alright, this is the tetraspis C1, and I hope this is picking up here, but there's that blotchiness on the new leaves again. There's spots of very deep green. I don't know what that's causing that, but I'm not really worried about that because on any other terms, it's doing well. There's that flower spike that's just not doing anything. Putting out new roots. And right here, it looks like there is what looks like a new flower spike gonna pop out, which is I'm a little frustrated about that, because it should develop this first before it puts out new flower spikes. But whatever, it kind of has a mind of its own, I suppose. And then here we have the violacea, actually just a regular bellina. The tag says violacea variety Borneo, but it has gotten so much bigger than when I received it last year. This is the biggest leaf that it had, or actually this one. But yeah, look at it now, it's looking really, really nice. And the flower spike that it came with actually rotted off, but there's a new one in there now with a root just underneath there. So I'm very happy about that. Yep, so that's the bellina. This is my Phalaenopsis speciosa, and it's working on 2 leaves at the moment, and it's recovering very nicely. There's some new roots, and also looks like the spike is developing a little bit further, so that's a good sign. Alright, so now we're moving to the last 2. I saved this for the last part because they're the biggest species Phalaenopsis I have, and also they're doing the best. Let me zoom out a little bit because it's really taking up the whole frame. Alright, so this is my Phalaenopsis schilleriana variety purpurea, and you can see it's ginormous. I don't know what I'm doing to produce this, but I don't know if this is just a variety that's so vigorous, but the leaves here are might be a little bit longer than a foot, and it's developing all kinds of roots underneath there. It's too heavy for me to pull out and just show you guys, but trust me, they're there. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this one. It's so ginormous. You would think it would be a gigantea or something. But yeah, the new leaf here, it's growing super fast. Really happy about that. Alright, so moving on to my Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica, which is also very, very big. Right now it's producing all kinds of development on the spikes. So in the previous updates I've said that this flower spike is branching. As you can see here, that's what they're doing. And the tips are developing as well, so that's I'm really looking forward to seeing more blooms on this guy, 'cause I think the blooms are fantastic. This one has branching as well. And we have a new spike right here, and there is another one that's coming through the trunk right here. It's lagging behind a little bit, so but we should be seeing it popping out soon, and all kinds of roots, as you can see. Yeah, and this guy is just doing amazing. Yeah, and then this over here, the tip is growing as well. Except for this one, I don't know what that is. It looks like a flower spike, but it's just kind of stopped, so it's not really doing anything. Yeah, so alright, that's pretty much it. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys some of the blooms on this one. But that's it for today, and check back for more videos, and you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.